So this is a video going to be called, what changes would you make in BlazBlue? I told people on Twitter that I would say, hey, if you guys could make one change about BlazBlue, what would it be? About half of the people told me that they would make multiple changes, and I just stopped caring at a point where it got too many, so I was like, you know what, whatever. Everyone, what changes do you want? Now, I kept this limited to mostly just the story changes or, game changes. I didn't really take the gameplay submissions because I suck at BlazBlue, and any gameplay related changes wouldn't mean absolutely nothing to me because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I made this video about what at least one change you would make about BlazBlue. So it will be anything. I got some crazy suggestions here. So let's get on with the video. At DJ Nightmare 3 says, if I could, I want Nine to live, so that way she could at the very least try and make good with Kokonoe, and help her understand what Jubei did by distancing himself from her had good intentions. And have Lychee go on at least one date with Bang, that man deserves it. Alright, as for the Nine thing, Nine, we already know Nine has a shitty life. You know, the parental neglect, dead mother, shitty father. Don't even get me started about the whole Dark War shit where she had to put her freaking life on the line, work her ass off for a year straight, and then just after she gets her family, she dies, goes insane in the boundary, comes back as a ghost, stuck under people that she can't stand, like freaking Terumi, you know, the dude who killed her and threw her in the boundary. And then on top of that, she has to sacrifice herself to this halt Izanami for like a while. So like, yeah, Nai has a shitty life. That's just a small, small description of it. But Nai has a shitty life. And yeah, a possibility where Nine lives and becomes just lives and has a good life. It's hard to imagine. It's like Ragna, you know? Nine and Ragna are kind of like mirrors of each other. They both have really shitty lives, and it makes so much sense putting them together like that. But yeah, I can see that. I can see Nine trying to, doting on Kokonoe a lot. Knowing how Nine acted in Cross Tag Battle, that little snippet of her with Jubei, I can see her acting the same like that, just being this really motherly character who's like really loving towards her family. I would like that. That's cute. Plus, Lychee with the Bang one, I feel like Lychee would at least give Bang one shot, just one. I know she doesn't really, think of Bang in that way, but I feel like Lychee could spare enough time for one day. She spent her entire time chasing after Roy, knowing he's slithering, wherever he goes, she goes. So she got time. One date with Bang, she can spare one night with Bang. They don't have to go anywhere fancy, just one night, dude. Ugh. At Bootleg Kaka says, I think I'd give Tao Kaka and the Kaka village in general a little more relevance, like giving Tao Kaka Jubei's sword, or finally figuring out a solution for that 100 Kaka limit that is slowly killing them off. Yeah, they never did solve it. Oh shit, they did it! Oh, no. I remember playing Calamity Trigger, right? I did a BlazBlue quote unquote redo recently where I played Calamity Trigger. I was a couple months, it was last month. And I remember going through Lychee's story mode where they were talking, I can't remember if it was Lychee or Tao's story modes, where they were talking about the Kaka, they were having the Kaka Clan limit. They couldn't, have a lot of people. There was a few males, etc., etc. And I remember that, and I was thinking, was this always here? Because I always forgot they had that plot point and never did anything with it. I always forgot that, because when I played Calamity Trigger again, I was like, oh yeah, that was a thing. Okay, first of all, Tao using a sword is super dangerous. No, Tao should not have the Musashi. No. That'd be cool, but no. But I don't know. I feel like the Kaka Clan having relevance, I feel like it could work, because Guilty Gear is a game, I'm moving on to Guilty Gear on an off tangent, right? Guilty Gear has a lot of side characters that do their own thing, that, they can do their own thing and still be relevant in some way. With BlazBlue, if you're a side plot that's irrelevant, you don't get talked about much, and you kind of just go by the wayside. So, the Kaka Clan thing is one of those things. So, I feel like Tao could have had her own side thing instead of just, being there for comic relief. I know talents shouldn't have much of a story importance, but I felt the Kaka Clan could have did something, could have had something. Considering Jubei is a semi-important character, I mean, he's the strongest cat man in the world, and there's his clones in the form of like Tao, the Kaka Clan. That could have worked. Then again, I wouldn't know what I would do. I could never write a BlazBlue fanfiction and say, what the hell could a Kaka Clan do? Andre Teller tells me, the fact that we never got a Black Beast Ragna character or a Black Beast boss fight after all the hype was a crime. See, all the years after Calamity Trigger came out, I was thinking, man, this Black Beast sounds cool. And like, when I thought about a boss fight could be, I always thought that they could make a giant boss fight, but at the same time, I was like, how could they do that? There's no way they're going to be able to make a giant sprite Black Beast for people to fight. But then Chrono Phantasma comes out with Highlander Assault Mode. And I was like, oh shit, this is cool. And then, Persona 4 Arena came out, Persona 4 Arena Ultimate came out with Hino Kagetsuchi. And I was like, oh shit, this is possible. You use the 3D models so that the 2D characters could fight them back. I was like, oh shit, this is awesome. And then I was like, Central Fiction, I was like, there's no way they're going to do a Black Beast boss fight. Like, I had an idea where they, each head of the Black Beast, has a little bit of health. They can fight the head, and then they'll have to, and after they kill each of the heads, they'll have to fight the combined Black Beast. That boss fight would probably take a while, but it would make sense with the Black Beast, I mean, a short fight with the Black Beast would be criminal. So, like, yeah, I thought it'd be an idea, it'd be cool, but we don't get anything we go. And I've always thought a Black Beast Ragna being an alternate character would be a cool idea. Like, I know that whole Black Beast, not Black Beast, my bad, the quote-unquote Grim Reaper Ragna that we see in see in Central Fiction. I know that was like a vision of Terumi seeing, like, experiencing fear and seeing Ragna in, like, some kind as a Grim Reaper. But I feel like that could have been a cool alternate character to play as for Ragna, like a more vicious version of Ragna. Hell, if we could get alternate forms of Noelle, Tsubaki, Terumi, like characters like that, I don't see why we can't have an alternate Ragna. And if someone says Naoto, I'm kicking you in the nuts. And if you're a woman, I'm just gonna ignore you because I'm not gonna. I'm moving on before I start sounding stupid here. At H301Z says, if I could change one thing about the BlazBlue series, it would be cool to see a mechanic where you can transform mid-battle. Like, for an example, Tsubaki can transform into Izanami. Now, of course, it can be optional. Plus, that would be sick to see transform combos like Terry and Susanoo. Okay, so if BlazBlue wasn't a 2D game, like let's say if BlazBlue wasn't this really hard sprite-based game that took a while to make, right? I would like the idea of mid-battle transformation. Like if your Overdrive could transform you into something else, right? I know that'd be hard to try to work. Like let's say Essential Fiction, right? I feel like that would be hard to try to work 36 characters into this, but. Damn, that would essentially be making like 72 characters if we were to go down that kind of route. Well, not really, because I guess characters like Terumi Susanoo would bleed into characters like Terumi, and wouldn't that mean Hazama? Okay, so Hazama could transform to Terumi, who could transform to Susanoo. At Dead Spike San says, fully translated novels and other materials. Spiral shifts. How heroic Jin was before his character development and continuum shift. Phase shift. Hakumen does care about his brother, though from what I've seen, most fighting game players don't even care to read those materials anyway. See, I know I would definitely, if one change I could make, if I had the money to, like outside sources, I would totally pay some translators to translate these damn light novels. Like, or just give them to someone who knows how to translate. I know Yin Press, people who like transfer light novels would never kind of do this kind of thing. But, like, I feel like BlazBlue definitely needs these light novels translated. Or better yet, integrate them somehow. Like, we got Alternative Dark War. If Alternative Dark War is a lot, not an easy way to translate stuff, but, like, if they can integrate these stuff into Alternative Dark War somehow, I wouldn't mind that. Or just, like, bleed them into the game somehow. Or make them in the games. We got X-Blaze, which is kind of... X-Blaze is not really important to BlazBlue. It's a side thing. The only thing that really carries over from X-Blaze to mainline BlazBlue is small references and S. And that all really happens in Central Fiction. So, like, yeah, X-Blaze is kind of like, whatever. So, it would be nice to have these things. Because, like, spiral shifts, like, I know you can say, oh, spiral shift, phase shift, you don't need to learn those and know the BlazBlue series, but I feel like because those stuff have a lot of backstory to them and crap like that, I feel like they would work better in their own game formats or better integrated to the main BlazBlue games. They did so with Spiral Shift Zero. I'm sorry, Spiral Shift, my bad. Phase Shift Zero with Chrono Phantasma. They didn't go all the way with it, but they did at least try, you know? So, I don't know. I mean, again, they would have to be their own side modes like Remix Heart, which I don't mind. You know, they butchered Remix Heart, which is, you know, whatever. But, I mean, it could have worked. At Boots Le Rare Burb, BBCF would have an English dub, but since that's going to be a popular submission, BlazBlue Central Fiction should have rollback and unlimited characters. And bring back a lot of unique intros they cut CF, like Ragna vs. Rachel and Ragna vs. Kagura. Okay, so dub, I'm not going to explain about that, I've talked about the dub a lot, so yeah. Unlimited characters, I'm not going to talk about that because I talked about it a lot. Yeah, this game should have Central Fiction have unlimited characters. Rollback, I'm not going to explain much about rollback because everyone wants rollback, so I'm not going to explain that one either. I'm sorry, I'm sorry to send through all your shit, man. I apologize because this is stuff I talked about ad nauseum before. But yeah, for the intros, yeah, I like that. I don't know what to say about the intros part, but I like to see more intros. I feel like there's some characters who definitely needed intros. I'm not going to explain that because I've made videos about that in the past, but there are some characters that I definitely would like to see them have more intros because, I mean, granted, Central Fiction means nothing to me in regards to intros because it doesn't have a dub, and therefore I don't know what the actual hell they're saying, but if it had a dub, yeah, definitely more intros. Ethereal Minister tells me, my change would be to have more Ragna and Izanami interact more. Have act between brother and sister, or have Izanami act or feel differently towards Ragna, and Saya as an alter ego trying to fight for control. Or have Jin lead Vessel that jerk a hookup with Tsubaki. You know, I feel like Izanami and Ragna could have been around each other more. I know Izanami couldn't really do such a thing because, you know, she's on her high horse saying, oh, I'm the evil villain. If you guys want to get me, come at me, or some shit like that. She's not really in the thick of it all. She's more, you know, far back doing her evil plans and shit. But like the only time I could really think of like Izanami like coming to Ragna outside of arcade mode was there was the moment that she popped up in the beginning of the game of Chrono Phantasma at the cemetery to kind of mess with Ragna. There was the beginning of after the Calamity Trader portions of Central Fiction. And there was the end of the end of Continuum Shift, which I don't count really. That's like, you know, the whole reveal, like, oh shit, I'm Saya, boo-hoo. But other than that, we don't get much of Ragna versus Izanami together. And, you know, there's the time, you know, they fought each other, you know, Mu tried to hold it back and Ragna came in. So, which the thing about that fight is, I feel like Mu should have fought Izanami anyway to Ragna doing it, but, you know, I'm not going to get into that. The point is, yeah, I feel like it's like more Saya trying to be near Ragna while Izanami's trying to pull her back. It's like, no, you're not doing that, you know, yada yada. Like, we don't get much of Saya through Izanami other than, you know, the whole feelings thing. Like, oh no, Izanami says like, oh yeah, I still feel Saya's feelings for you, brother. It's starting to affect me too. I feel like that would have been a great way to try to see how Izanami would think of things more. Like, it's like really messing with her that she feels an attachment to someone she can give two shits about. Like, Izanami doesn't care about Ragna. Saya cares about Ragna. So I feel like Izanami in this case was like, why am I feeling these things towards you, Ragna? I hate these feelings. I want you to die. So, yeah. Plus, one of her dislikes is Ragna, so there you go. And as for the Jin thing, yeah, I've already talked about the whole Jin thing already a lot. Yeah, everyone wants Jin to be less of a jerk. He wants to be with Tsubaki. Yeah. At Games I wouldn't say professor, tells me, one is for gameplay and the other is for story. Give more side content. Speed Star and Score Attack are fine, but what happened to Highlander mode? Maybe we could have one with the Black Beast. I already mentioned that earlier, yeah, we should have fought the Black Beast. The second one is giving more content to side characters. CF kind of did that, but, oh yeah, like having more side things for the characters to do. Funny enough, I will get into the more side characters things later. In regards to this video, because there are a bunch of more submissions that people tell me, like, oh yeah, this should happen for the characters. I'll get into that in a minute, but as for side characters, yeah, some characters. Central Fiction is a game juggling a lot of characters, so like, giving everyone everything to do is like kind of tough. I kind of like the arcade mode and how they try to handle the characters. You know, some characters actually got shit to do, because, you know, again, it's arcade mode, you can only do so much there. But having a full-on story for these characters that do shit in, it was not going to work. But again, I will get into the get into the more stuff later down the line about characters in Essential Fiction, because everybody wants to talk about Essential Fiction. At Rebellious Alex F tells me, I would add a story segment which involves how the Murakumo units are created. Hell, give us what Mu was like before she became Noelle. Also, a rival theme between the Murakumos would be cool. See, the thing about the Murakumo units, I feel like, and don't get me wrong about this one, yeah, there should have been more to the Murakumo units in regards of, them, but I feel like adding too much more of them will kind of like, I don't know what to say, but I feel like there should have been more to the Murakumo units, but at the same time, I don't want too much to be like, bloat their presence. If anything, we should have more Murakumo units. I know the rest of them got destroyed, but like, I always wanted to believe that if maybe one Murakumo unit outside of the ones involving Saya maybe survived or not, that would have been nice to see. We know the other ones are either gone or been destroyed by Jubei or Ragna, etc., but I feel like having one Murakumo unit out of the whole Saya business surviving and, living a life somewhere else like Noelle was able to do would be a cool idea. Again, fanfic ideas for me is just bullshit, but that we kind of do. And yeah, a rival theme between the Murakumo units, I said that before. Like, having a battle theme between Noelle, okay, so Nu would be the boss, Nu would be the main villain. Nu would be the main person they're fighting, while Noelle, or well, technically Mu in this case, Mu and Lambda, it will be Mu and Lambda versus Nu. Like how they had for Reincarnation, where they had Celica and Kokonoi versus 9, it would be like that. Yeah, Murakumo unit rival theme would be cool. I've been asking that for years, but considering Ragna and Nu never got their own rival theme, damn, dude. As Super Saiyan 1000 tells me, I just would like to see new versus themes between certain characters. Ragna and Nu, Ragna and Kagura, Ragna and Terumi, Jin and Hakumen, Jin and Bang, Team Remake Heart theme, Platinum and Hazama, or Terumi, because of Trinity, actually let the alchemist with huge mommy milk. So, alright, so the rival themes, yeah, I made videos about this before. Yeah, these are characters that should have versus themes. I've talked about this to death. Ragna and Nu definitely should have a versus theme. I don't care what anyone says. Ragna and Kagura having a versus theme would be kind of weird. I mean, they're not exactly rivals per se, but I don't say like they could work as rivals, but they don't have like a rival that some other characters could have. Like Ragna and Rachel have their own versus theme, and they're not really a rival per se. I know you don't have to be a rival to have a versus theme. You could just have have a fight for all we know. Yeah, but I feel like, I don't know, man. But anyway, Ragna and Terumi definitely should have their own versus theme. And if someone comes to me and telling me Nightmare Fiction, no, that's Hazama, which should have been Terumi's anyway. Like, Ragna and Hazama shouldn't have their own versus theme. It was only really Terumi coming through Hazama that kind of made more sense with the versus theme. So, if anything, Nightmare Fiction should have been just Ragna and Terumi, but that was back then with Continuum Shift, where Terumi didn't exist as its own playable character. So there's that. Jin and Hakumen definitely should have had their own theme. Or they could have just lumped them under Blood Pain. I wouldn't care, just one thing. Jin and Bang, yeah, that would have worked. Team Remix Heart, definitely yes. Platinum and Hazama, yeah, because it kind of took Platinum and Hazama away from the 6 Heroes theme in Central Fiction, so yeah. And Trinity and Terumi could have had their own versus theme, that would be kind of cool. And also, yeah, let Trinity be playable. Yes, Trinity should have been playable. Just, damn it. Isn't it messed up that Central Fiction kind of got left in the dust after Cross Tag Battle came out? Like, after Jubei came out, Central Fiction just got no more attention. Just F for Central Fiction. See the F in BBCF? That's F in the chat. Scribe of Random Scripture says, Playable Trinity. Give me that, and I'm pretty much down. I'm down for pretty much anything else. Yeah, a lot of people really wanted Playable Trinity, myself included. I don't know why, dude. Like, it feels weird playing, like, Central Fiction, and, like, Trinity definitely could have been playable in some fashion, right? In some way. I know she was a ghost at the time. You know who else was a ghost? 9. Again, don't even ask me how 9 even came back. You know, considering she's just a vengeful spirit. Like 9's dead, right? But, like, she has a body now. Like, is it an artificial body? Is it I legit don't know what 9 is at this point. I've just been calling her a ghost at this time. So, like, I know Trinity's a different kind of ghost. You know, she has to be stuff to Gensuke Ansa in order to do things. But I feel like if there was a way she could have came back, she didn't have to be, like, Like, she could have had to create a physical body of some form or do something, you know? Like, just, it didn't even have to follow the rules of BlazBlue. At Berserk Chip says, I would make Hazama and Terumi be one character instead of two separate personalities. Hazama was at his best when he was cool-headed and sardonic, but was seemingly holding back rage and laughter. Once Terumi left Hazama's body, Hazama's relevance and intrigue vanished. You know, I never thought about anyone bringing this up to me before. You know, now I think about it, continuation, I like the idea of Hazama being like this smooth dude who's just like being calm just to be around and just being calm, cool-headed, and just like, you know what? I'm playing the field. No one can, you know, get me. I'm doing what I want. But then he's holding like a darker side. Who is this Terumi? I don't know. I kind of like the idea of Terumi just being a personality of Hazama's instead of being a dude. You know, like everybody would know Hazama as this guy Terumi, but it would still be Hazama at the end of the day. Like, I don't know. That'd be a cool idea. I mean, I know that'd be kind of ruin the backstory of like, oh, how the hell Terumi become, you know, real in the first place. But like, it would be the idea of like Terumi playing a guy named Hazama. And then when he just like can't hold it back anymore, he explodes and becomes his original self again. I don't know. I mean, again, this really wouldn't have mattered much because it would still be just at the end of the day, yeah, we have two dudes who was just one dude now. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I still like Hazama. I still like the guy. You know, he's trying to be his own thing now instead of being a vessel for Terumi, which I kind of like. You know, like I kept wondering what would Mori do if somehow Terumi just left Hazama and now he's making him go this more sadistic, cruel route. And I like that. He's being more like, you know, smooth and cruel instead of being like outrageous and like in your face as Terumi is. At Manga Shinigami tells me, the change I would make is to have Chrono Phantasma and Central Fiction follow the Calamity Trigger and Continuous Shift story mode. The Chrono Phantasma / Central Fiction story made 80% of the cast irrelevant. The old story mode gave them a lot of character and made me actually care about Lychee. Okay, so I have always been in the fence about this. People come to me all the time, not all the time, okay, maybe occasionally. They always want to say, man, you know what would be great if all the characters had Central Fiction had your own story modes, like Calamity Trigger, Continuous Shift. And I thought about it. But then I was like, dude, okay, so those stories in Calamity Trigger and Continuous Shift possibly took about maybe 40 minutes to an hour to pull. And there's 36 characters. I do like how Chrono Phantasma and Central Fiction handle their stories. I mean, I understand some characters get left on the wayside, but at least it's one complete story where I can go and not have to worry about completing certain tasks in one mode to unlock another or to unlock a certain character stuff for another. Like, going through playing Calamity Trigger again just made me realize how dumb some of the requirements were to get like 100% or complete the main story mode. Because like without a guide, you're going through a bunch of shit and you're trying to figure out like, oh, the ultimate truth is yet to be revealed or some shit like that. And you're like, well, damn, I gotta figure out how to pull this off. And like, yeah, I like the idea of choosing where you can, you know, go. I like the freedom of choice, but at the same time, if you want the true complete ending of each story mode to unlock the others ones, because if you still don't do those, you still can't unlock certain ones in other modes, you're kind of boned until you force yourself to look up a guide to do it. And imagine doing that in Central Fiction, dude. A story mode for everyone would be too much. I mean, yeah, we got arcade mode, which kind of acts like that. It kind of acts like that when you think about it. Combining all three acts together kind of acts like that, though it's, you know, each act is its own thing, so I can't really say that. But I don't know if I would like it or not. Some people like it, some people don't. I personally don't, but it could work, I guess, if, you know, done right. But considering how some of the shit happened in early days of BlazBlue, I don't have confidence in this one, but I don't want to spend too long on this part. The point is, it's not my favorite, but I can see it happening. Okay, at Monkey Seward tells me, give me a Central Fiction visual novel story for every goddamn character and update the old games with Ragna's modern design and pretend the OG never existed. Oof. Now that's a hit on Calamity Trigger Ragna. Rip Calamity Trigger Ragna. But anyway, back to the whole Central Fiction thing. Again, like everyone wants a story for every character, and I don't like that idea. Like, yeah, I can see it because, you know, you get the story mode focus on them and rather a bunch of characters at once. But at the same time, like, well, you gotta find a way to fit into a story, like a coherent story, because that's what one of my main gripes about Calamity Trigger is that if you play the true ending and like only gather bits and pieces, the story doesn't feel connected. You know, it does if you put them all together, but like it doesn't feel connected in the way I like. And it's just like, that's why I don't like individual character story modes all too much, but whatever. Everyone wants this change. I don't, but yeah, I could see it happening. At Stalling Tick 412 says, I would give Ragna the happy ending he deserves. He went through so much shit throughout the series, he needs peace. Yes, he does. Like, again, like, if, like, I feel, you know what? When I think about it more, Ragna's suffering really makes the character. Ragna's already a good, well-written character to me personally. So, like, I feel like him getting peace he deserved would just kind of be like, that would be great for Ragna, but at the same time, like, people like that suffering about Ragna. As cruel as it sounds, people give a shit about, like, when you bring up Ragna, right? When you give Ragna, like, bring up Ragna, a lot of people bring up the idea of that, yeah, he went through a lot of shit and still didn't get his happy ending. So I feel like if Ragna got a happy ending, I feel like that would kind of, it wouldn't ruin Ragna's character in any way, but I feel like that would kind of take away of, like, the more, like, cruel bullshit he goes through. Like, seeing Ragna suffer throughout this entire series and him at the end not getting anything other than, just wipe himself from existence to save the world, I feel like that's the best way to go out with Ragna. And as cruel as that sounds, Ragna's suffering is what makes people really like the character. Some people, at least. Some people like that suffering bullshit that works. Like, it's not just like a character being brutally down for no good reason. Ragna's suffering is actually, like, canon. Like, it's like actual in-lore reason to why he suffers all the time. So, like, yeah, Ragna's suffering really just, it sucks, but it has to be done. It has to be done. That poor son of a bitch. Oh, that poor bastard Ragna. At Carefree Moon 8 says, literally just have Central Fiction pick up from Chrono Phantasma without any of the Act 1 amnesia nonsense. Realized was at the mercy of Carl, and then poof, everything is reset. Susanoo and Hakumen need to fight at least once. Some of the plot points from arcade mode vanish, like Hibiki killing Gagura. Okay, so, like, I like the idea of, like, Relius getting his ass whooped in Chrono Phantasma and forced to deal with Carl and Lychee. I like that idea, and I'm sad they didn't go with it in in Central Fiction. I kind of like that idea, like, Relius is forced to deal with this kid for a while, like his own son, and seeing how Carl would act more like Relius was like he's subtly starting to manipulate Carl to his side, like, or at least act like him without actually making a move. Like, he's still trying to act like he's suffering, but, like, he's not. He's getting Carl to do things for him, and he's like, and Relius like, I'm back, or some shit like that. I don't know. As for the Susanoo Hakumen fight, again, I don't know how this would have worked. But I guess this could be like some kind of like phenomenon intervention bullshit, or like someone could create a clone of Susanoo a clone of Hakumen for Susanoo to fight or whatever. It's like, oh, you're just the Susanoo unit without a soul, or you're just a Susanoo unit with someone inside of it. It's my unit. Get away from you, copy or fake or whatever, or something like that. Because again, the theme of God of War makes no sense because Hakumen and Susanoo can't fight with each other, so they'll have to create some bullshit out of the box reason. Like, if we can have Terumi versus Terumi, like, have him clone or have like a fake of him, have Terumi fight a fake of himself, that could work. So they'll have to create a fake Hakumen for Susanoo to fight. And as for the Hibiki plotline, I don't know how that would have worked in Central Fiction because I like Hibiki and I like the plotline they gave him in the arcade mode. It's just, again, more just saying, yeah, that's not canon. It really sucks because that was the only thing that gave Hibiki some kind of intrigue, and that taking that away is some bullshit. I have to admit it. At Terumi Noir says, Terumi wins. That's it. That's how it is. The one BlazBlue change. Terumi wins. At Monachu3601 says, make versus themes for all the characters. Ragna versus Platinum, Platinum versus Terumi, Jin versus Jubei, S versus Jubei, Platinum versus Jin, etc. Versus themes for every character would be a pain in the ass, and like that would be cool, but that kind of ruins the whole point of versus themes at that point if you just make it for everyone. It's like making an intro for everyone would be cool. That would be cool, and we don't get intros for everyone, but I like the idea of like when you beat a character in like a fight, you get a unique dialogue with them instead of getting something generic. And like I like that because that's probably taking a lot of work to do for per character, but at the same time, like, shit, like that'll ruin the whole point of the versus theme, right? That'll ruin the whole point of a versus theme. And I'm not too keen on the idea of S versus Jubei. I'm like, whoa, like what would that be? Like, why? Why S and Jubei? They have nothing against each other. Like, some characters definitely need versus teams, but some characters kind of don't. Like, Platinum versus Jubei could work, but that's not what I wanted. I kind of would like Jin to hang out with Platinum because, you know, hang out with Trinity. He kind of had to go save Platinum, so that would kind of make sense. I already made a video about this. I already made a video about this in the past. If you guys seen it, talking about the whole Jin and Platinum thing, so I'm not going to talk about that here. Rider versus Platinum would be a funny thing indeed. Platinum versus Terumi, etc. Platinum's here 3 times. I just noticed that. Like, Jubei and Platinum, he just wants Platinum to have versus themes. I'm sorry, Moichi. I can't help you, man. Like, I'm sorry. I know you want Jubei and Platinum, but I just can't help you, bro. I can't compose music. If Daisuke can't do it, I damn sure can't do it. At Avatar Yaya TV. Oh shit, I remember this guy. I remember Avatar Yaya. Anyway, he says, deleting Arakune free. It's like someone just wasted paint on a table and then drew a face. Damn, bro, you had to go straight Arakune like that? Damn, he didn't do nothing to you, man. Damn. I don't know what Avatar Yaya's history with Arakune is. I don't know. Arakune Yaya. Araka Yaya. There you go. I butchered your name. There you go. Now you gotta live with that for the rest of your life, bro. At Mech Warrior NY says, being able to bring back old character select music. Dude, that is a change I've always wanted in fighting games. Like, I don't play many fighting games out of the ones I usually do play, but I cannot remember for the life of me. Like, there's rarely if ever fighting games allow you to change your music back to your old previous versions. Like, the only games I can really think of that do that is Tekken, which you can just change to any song in any part of the game. Like the main menu, the character select screen, etc., etc. Dead or Alive does it. At least Dead or Alive 5 did it, where you're able to change the versus theme to any song in the game. So like, it's something I've always wanted for BlazBlue. I just don't, like, I don't, like, for Central Fiction, I will always want Proof of the Warrior, man. Or better yet, in Cross Tag Battle, I've always wanted, like, hey, you give a selection of your old verse of character select themes from the old game. Blue Beating, Proof of the Warrior, Next Force. You could add all of that in, like, Central Fiction. That'd be cool. I always wanted Proof of the Warrior, man. I like that song. I don't even like Blue Beating, and Next Force is okay. It's not my favorite song. It's okay. But Proof of the Warrior was, like, really good, and then it sucks to have to go back to Chrono Phantasma to listen to that song again, or just, you know, listen to it on my phone, because I definitely got that song on my phone. Yeah, that would be a good idea. There's only 3 songs to really choose from. Or better yet, just make it like, you know, you could change the character selecting to any song in the game. That would be a cool idea, like something like Tekken does. That would be a really cool idea. Like, I could go into the character select screen and just hear Rebellion. Or if I can go to the main menu theme, I can hear Sword of Doom. Or if I can go to the story mode menu, I can just freaking hear, like, Dissonance or something. Like, I don't know, like, just songs on top of my head. That'd be cool. At Kyer314 says, non-gameplay. Allow us to play the Calamity Trigger to CF story modes, like Calamity Trigger story mode with the bad endings, link paths, etc. Also, redo the subs and dubs with better localization. Stuff like the difference between sorcery / magic plus Magic Grimoires weren't really well written in earlier games. Again, this is another one about the whole Calamity Trigger story stuff. It's like the 3rd one so far, which is crazy. Again, I just don't like that idea. I'm sorry, repeating myself. I get it why people want it. I get it. I definitely understand, because everyone needs everyone wants everyone to have a fair shake. I totally get it. I definitely understand. I just don't want it, because I just feel like it would take forever to do. I mean, yeah, you don't have to do it all in one shot. I feel like that's what people could imply. I'm just wanting to do this all in one go. But I don't know, like, just playing the original, like, just playing Calamity Trigger and Contain Shift again made me realize, like, yeah, I don't like doing this. Like, playing these games again just made me realize I don't like doing these link paths. Like, if there was a way to do these paths without having to do the dumb requirements in between, like, oh, do an astral here. Oh, or you do an astral distortion at this fight. Oh, lose this fight. Oh, you know, etc., etc. Like, I don't want that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, help me Professor Kokonoe coming back would be great. But I don't know, man. It's just, I mean, yeah, it'd be a cool idea, but like, damn, that's gonna be a long game to beat. But you know, whatever. And plus, it's just trying to connect the story together is going to be another issue, which I am not going to get involved with. But you know, whatever. If everyone wants this change, go ahead. It's just not me. And as for redoing the subs and dubs, I guess. And like, there's some things, yeah, you know, were iffy in like localization. For example, the whole observer and onlooker thing definitely should have been separate. Like, I don't know why they had to bundle the observer and onlooker thing into one bundle, knowing that those two things are essentially different. Like, if you want to go deeper, an onlooker is just essentially a super observer. If you want to be that, if you want to generalize it that far down, it's a super observer. It's like, I feel like they could have just did better, because now the fact that observers are like, you know, have characters like, you know, like, again, you know, onlookers are observers. They're just better observers. So like, yeah, having that separate would have been, you know, different. And magic and sorcery, yeah, that could have been, you know, different, better, because they don't really explain sorcery much in the games. They kind of just boil it all down to magic. The only way I even knew about sorcery in the first place was going out of my way to find it in the wiki, for Christ's sake. So like, yeah, yeah, there's some things they could have just, you know, did better with the localization. At Gaming One Symbiote says, few things I would prefer. Give Central Fiction a dub so I can live through it. Put in a Spectacle of Arrows gag reel for Ragna, Hyde, you, and Ruby for BBTAG, since it has the word BlazBlue, it's legal. And give Ruby and Noelle an interaction with BBTAG. Alright, dub. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that. Yeah, that sounds very on the dub. Spectacle of Arrows gag reel would have been a cool idea. I don't know why. Like, having a gag reel, but a Crossing Fate gag reel was always one of my wish lists for Cross Tag Battle. Didn't get it. Even baited me with that shit with the characters like Yasagami. I kept thinking that was a gag reel. It was not. It was an ending, and I'm pissed about that. But yeah, that'd be kind of cool. And Ruby and Noelle interaction, I don't know. I guess it's just, you know, prefer. You know, I guess it's them. They would prefer it because they said they would prefer it. But yeah, more interactions would be nice. You know, Ruby and Noelle. I don't know why specifically those two characters. You know, I guess gun jokes, but that would be nice. At Rune Cat says, just make Jubei do more. I don't care how. I want Grandpa Cat to kick some serious ass. See, yeah, I remember I made my video about my top losers in BlazBlues, and I named Jubei as one of them because he doesn't get to do much in BlazBlue. Now, I get why he doesn't. You know, he's a wanderer. He's too damn strong, so having him walk at the events to douche, like having him go into certain conflicts so he can easily solve them would be kind of easy. So I get it, because Jubei's mostly injured throughout most of the series. He doesn't do much whenever he pops up. But I feel like Jubei got hit with the Worf effect a lot, because like, Jubei doesn't get to do much, right? He doesn't get to do much, and whatever he does, it doesn't really lead to anywhere. Like, he's just this dude. Like, he plays the role as like this wise mentor dude. Like he's always around. It's like, yeah, you know, when I was your age or something. Or like, you know, just like Jubei's being like this like really smart figure. He's just going around watching the quote unquote new generation do their shit. But when Jubei actually gets into action, there's nothing really that happens. Like, the coolest thing Jubei has ever done that wasn't like really anything that got kind of wrecked before was when he stopped Taker's hand from hitting Lychee and Calamity Trigger. That was the coolest thing Jubei has done. And if you want to count it, I guess that moment in Central Fiction when he, you know, saves Nine from being wrecked by Izanami, by Nu, my bad. That was a cool moment. But other than that, I can't think of anything of Jubei that I actually liked that was cool, at least on screen. And that kind of sucks. Really does suck. Jubei doesn't get to do much, and I feel bad for the character, and that's why I call him a quote-unquote loser in one of my videos. Like, he doesn't get to do much. Like, there could have been something for Jubei. Hell, he could have tangled with Azrael. That would have been cool to do. You know, seeing those two powerhouses fight each other, that would have been great. But I guess, I don't know, Jubei's too strong, and it's because he's too strong, he has to be nerfed so hard. That kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. That's why I never bought into that's why once Jubei got out for Central Fiction, I never bought into the Jubei hype. He was cool. He's one of the coolest characters. He's a cat man that's really powerful, but like, his concept is cool, but not his actual, you know, character to me, if that makes sense. Like, his actions aren't as cool to me as they could have been, if that makes sense. Derpity Derp says, give Trinity an actual body. Have her join Sector 7 to help Kokodai with alchemy and science. Also for Trinity to spend time with her best friend's daughter. Luna and Cinder will exist as her adopted kids, and they will have their own separate bodies. You know what? I won't lie. I like the idea of Trinity raising Luna and Cinder as her children. That would be kind of cool. That would be actually kind of cute. Because, like, I don't know how to say it, because, like, it would make sense that she would. You know, like, she'll teach them, well, like, proper magic. and she'll have to deal with Luna's bullshit while she's trying to calm her down. And you know, Trinity ain't gonna take any bullshit, so she'll have to put in her stern face, her stern, I'm not, you know, dealing with this bullshit kind of face in regards of Luna. So I would like that. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, other than that, I have no idea what to say. Yeah, just cool. At Artist Squad Ever says, well, for one, I'd probably give more people lore drives. Also, I'd actually keep playable characters around for both Central Fiction and, wait for it, Cross-Tag Battle. And yes, I would also have everyone have an unlimited version. Okay, so as for the first one, lore drives definitely would make more sense. Like, lore drives are so few, it's kind of weird that, like, lore, like, drives shouldn't have been a game mechanic made into like a story thing. That shouldn't have happened. Like, honestly, like, you got, like, because they conflict with each other. Oh, Relis's drive is detonator, but his actual drive is the marionette hands he summons. It makes no sense. Like, or Noelle's drive is chain revolver, which is her bulwark, which makes no sense. Jin's drive is freaking frostbite, which is him using ice, but it only comes from his Yuki Anasa, which makes no sense. Like, Ragna's legit, like, Ragna and Rachel's, along with the other few lore drives, are the only ones that really make sense. Like, for example, 9 not having a drive, which is why she got so powerful in the embryo, which is weird. Like, I get why, but just having a way to try to excuse 9 to being at quote-unquote full power while everyone else is getting weaker because of their drives, which, keep in mind, they don't, some of the characters' lore drives don't even play a part into the story. Like, oh, some characters are weak in the story mode because they have drives. But we don't know half their drives, and the gameplay drives make no sense to the characters in the story mode. You see what I mean there? Ragna's drive solely kind of makes sense. Like, his drive's not for him, it comes from his Azure. Okay, fine, whatever, I can excuse it. Rachel's drive using wind or Sylphid, yes, I could definitely get it. Izanami being a drive of the master unit, or no, not really the master, my bad, the origin, my bad. Her being a drive of the origin, okay, whatever, a living drive, whatever, I could excuse it, because just some of this stuff just makes no sense. Like, the drive is just like, why? You know, like, why? Like, some of the gameplay drives that just do not correlate well with lore drives in any shape or form, and it just makes no sense. A drive is from the soul, baby, and chain revolver's not from the soul. Okay, but anyway, as for the unlimited characters, yes, imagine cross-tag battle, right? Having teamed characters with their own unlimited forms. Unlimited Yu Narukami, unlimited Yumi, unlimited Adachi. I'm done. No, that's it. Unlimited Yumi. Oh, hell to the no. Hell to the no, bro. Hell to the no. I'm done. At Kisaragi Zan tells me, give more interactions for Ragna / Tsubaki and Jin / Noelle. Remove Noelle's amnesia during Central Fiction. Izanami should have fought Noelle, Ragna, and Jin in a 3v1. Give Jin a Susanoo stance and overdrive. Put the novels within the game. This dude has a lot. Put the novels within the game. More themes. Jin / Hakumen, Noelle / Ragna and Noelle. Because Jacket. Make the story mode more challenging with lowered HP, fighting unlimited characters, special conditions, rollback, new online modes. There were team battles, but let us play with the characters we built in Abyss mode online. I'll take this over Unlimiteds any day, and more color palettes. Okay, that's a lot to run through, but yes, these are cool ideas. I'm not going to go through all of them because there's a lot of them. I told everybody if they want any changes to make, what would they make? This is an overhaul. I like his spirit for giving me all these changes. I like your spirit, Kisaragi-san. You did a good job. You did a good job. You took advantage of what I said and you did a good job. And finally, last but not least, at BoiledEggs202 says, give more focus to side characters in the story and give them stuff to do. Remove Noelle and Mai completely from the series. Bro, this fool straight up wants to remove Noelle and Mai. Well, okay, you can remove Mai. You can't remove Noelle. You kind of can't, dude. She's like the face of BlazBlue. You kind of can't do that. You can't do that, dude. Come on. Anyway, change Carl's story / arc to something other than just becoming his father. Give Relius some stage time as the main villain. Give New a full redemption arc. Change Jin's creepy obsession with Ragna at the start of the series to be less weird, and more how it was like in Central Fiction. Give Susanoo more screen time, make Lambda more of a central character, and have her get with Ragna as a couple. Have more interactions between Ragna and Hakumen, with them possibly having them reconcile of sorts, sort of like at the end of Hakumen's alternate ending at Calamity Trigger. Okay, again, I left specifically Kisaragi Zans and Boiled Eggs at the very end because these were the longest. I'm gonna give you like my little bit of each point, right? Just a little bit. I'm not gonna make this long. Okay, side characters should get stuff to do, yes, but that'll probably blow up the story. Noelle and Mai complete from the series, you cannot do that. I mean, you can remove Mai, but you can't remove Noelle. That's no. You can't do that. You have to like not have like she's like Noelle's too much of a central character to the series. You can't get rid of her. Anyway, Carl's story arc, I don't know what else Carl can do. I mean, Carl becoming Relics is the most interesting thing he's ever done, so I'm keeping it that way. Relics Stage Time was the main villain. I mean, this is Relics we're talking about here. Relics is not going to be out and about doing things on his own. Like when Relius did that, he got his ass kicked. No. Central Fiction was like the one time Relius came out and about to do a mega big plan, and he got his ass whipped by Valkyrie. So no, he can't do it. He'll just get beat up again. Bring Valkyrie, just whoop his ass again. Anyway, give New a full redemption arc. Yes. New deserves a redemption, or at least something to do other than being boop boop crazy lady. Jin's creepy obsession with Ragna at the start of the series. I don't care. I mean, Jin was more interesting back when he was like gaga over Ragna. I'm not gonna lie. Like he's fine now, but like I didn't like that much about like Jin, but like he was a lot more interesting back in the day. And I won't lie to you. Like he was a hell of a lot more interesting when he was just being crazy for Ragna. I won't lie. At least for me. Susanoo more screen time. Yeah, Susanoo kind of did more screen time because like once Terumi got the unit back, he went straight for the gates and then got beat up by Ragna and Jin. So you know he didn't get much to do, but I didn't knowing Terumi, he wanted to hurry up and get to the Azure, hurry up and kill Amaterasu. I can totally understand. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, land a more essential character, have her get with Ragna as a couple. Unrealistic things are unrealistic, but you know what? Whatever. Okay, essential character, yes. Ragna a couple? Nah, there's no way. Interaction with Ragna would have been nice. You know, her having interaction with Ragna would be great. Having more interaction between Ragna and Hakumen, yeah, but I don't see them getting anywhere. Like, him having reconciled, yeah, I could get it, but like, I don't see it happening. But yeah, that's it. And that's the end of the video, guys. I apologize if you followed me on Twitter and you brought me a suggestion that I didn't put in the video. Again, I'm trying to keep these as short as I can because I don't want my videos to be like 50 minutes long like my headcanon video was, or my my shipping video. I don't want these to be super long because those were long videos and I don't want them to be really long. So yeah, thank you for all putting in submissions. I apologize for everyone on my YouTube channel. Again, I want to mention this again for like the 4th time. If you want to put in a suggestion when I make one of these videos, please follow me on Twitter so I can get that easier. I have my YouTube comments, but I feel like getting them on Twitter is easier because it's a lot. I have a lot more people to talk there. To me, it's easier on Twitter, right? Because some people just don't comment on my YouTube channel, and I don't get that many comments anyway. So, you know, I kind of would like to on my Twitter account just to be sure I can get them easier. Plus, screenshotting will be a lot easier. I don't have to like, you know, swap between, oh, these are my screenshots on Twitter, these are my screenshots on YouTube, etc., etc. I don't want to, you know, do all that. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I would like to thank everyone who put in the submissions, and I hope you all have a great day. If I make another one of these videos again, I will definitely tell you over Twitter and my community tab. So thank you all. Have a good day.